I don't want to hear it. I don't watch politics. So we're going to keep it light.
Bill Burr was on SNL this weekend, and let's just say he had his take at the election, an election post-mortem of sorts.
All right, let's get to what you all want to talk about. All right, ladies, you're 0-2 against this guy. 0-2. All right, but you learn more from your losses than your wins. So let's get into the game tape. All right, ladies, enough with the pantsuit. Okay, it's not working. Stop trying to have respect for yourselves. You don't win the office. Like on policy, you know? You gotta whore it up a little. I'm not saying go full Hooters, but find the happy medium between Applebee's and your dad didn't stick around. All right? You all know how to get a free drink. Okay? And I know, listen, I know a lot of ugly women, feminists, don't want to hear this message. But just tease them a little bit. Make a farmer feel like he's got a shot. Swing a state over a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I am so psyched that this stupid election is finally over. It took forever. Like, you know? Yeah. Everybody knew who they were voting for 4 years ago. And then they just drag you through a year and a half of this stuff. Like, who was sitting there watching the debate, like, still not decided? Two of the most polar opposite people ever. It's like, all right, let's see. What does the orange bigot have to say? How about the real estate agent that speaks through her nose? Oh, there's a point. This is so difficult. It's like they overlap. I just can't make up my mind. I'll be honest with you. I can't believe Trump didn't win this thing like 4 months ago. You know? I know that's weird for younger people to hear, but like when I was a kid, if you were running for president and you got shot and you didn't die, that was the end of the election. There was nothing you could say, right? Everybody would just be like, this guy's the man. He is the king. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think the number one reason like Trump survived is all those herky-jerky movements that he does. You just can't like nail the guy down. I gotta be honest, the guy is a lunatic. He literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started yelling in the direction the bullets were coming from, unarmed. That's not a sane human being. I would have been on the ground crying in the fetal position, like, all right, give me the truck. I don't want this job anymore. Just tell her she won. Tell her she won. But Trump's got all those weird, coming out. I think the guy couldn't get like a bead on him, you know? And like right as he pulled the trigger, like Trump was just like, and Sleepy Joe, and the bullet went by his head. My favorite part of the campaign, though, was when Trump went to McDonald's. Wasn't that amazing? That's the only time I've ever seen that guy truly happy. Like he was glowing. When he got behind the counter, it was like he was behind stage at like Springsteen or something. He's like, oh my God, this is like where they make the French fries. And he was sticking a couple of extra in one. He goes, hey, whoever gets this one's gonna be excited. It's like, oh my God, was that empathy of the people, Donald? It's like when the Grinch came down the hill, bringing the toys back and his heart got a little bigger.
But yeah. Think about it. Trump has beaten Hillary and now Kamala. It's like, is it just set up for him? This is the first president that's had to face women as an opponent. As much criticism as the ladies have of him, it's ironic.
Oh, let's get into the game tape. All right, ladies, enough with the pantsuit. Okay,
Yeah, I had that thought too. Why is Kamala always rocking the pantsuit? I really had that thought the last few weeks of the election. I was like, what would it look like if a presidential candidate actually came out in a skirt, dressed more feminine, some pearls on, I don't know, even the entertainment that Kamala was asking, they were dressing up in pantsuits, like Megan Thee Stallion out there twerking in a pantsuit, right? But is there no place for that? Like, if we did have a female president, would she ever rock a dress? Or would that be taking away from her power. You know, I think the next woman that runs for president should take notes from Bill Burr on this.
And I know a lot of ugly women, feminists, don't want to hear this message.
And that shot at the feminists, of course. You know, the feminists, like if these crime videos and these reaction videos of people just losing it after the election, if we had to take an inventory of what these women look like, let's be honest. I hate to really lower it down to the lowest common denominator because it's about what's inside, obviously. But he's got a point, man. A lot of these women are not, for them to be going on sex strikes, for them to be, stopping interacting with men, not even speaking to men, they might be doing us a favor, so they need to think about that before they jump out there with these type of proclamations, because we might just take you up on the offer.
To be honest with you, I am so psyched that this stupid election is finally over. It took forever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. It does seem like the election took a long time. It seems like the Biden-Trump debate was so long ago and that we just kind of went past that point a year ago. And then we have a whole nother 100 days where they tried to throw a year or two's worth of campaign in. You got concerts that last you to the next 15 years. And of course, speaking of the concerts were so expensive that Kamala Harris's campaign is now $20 million in debt. Of course, there's a lot of people talking about the vendors. The vendors are actually maybe sticking Kamala up for a little extra money, or they haven't been paid what they were supposed to be paid or what they were promised to be paid. I think those people should get paid.
Everybody knew who they were voting for 4 years ago. And then they just drag you through a year and a half of this stuff. Who was sitting there watching the debate still not decided?
I think a lot of people were mulling this over because they knew the blowback it would come from actually making a decision in one way or the other. Basically, if you say you're a Trump supporter, you're going to isolate this amount of people. And if you say you're a Kamala supporter, you're going to isolate this group of people. But so a lot of people probably were taking their time if they were actually independent and undecided, Yeah, there's a risk in it. You think about Zachary Levi. He was totally shook to make his support known of Donald Trump. So, it's obvious that it was a risk that was being taken on both sides. But,
I'll be honest with you. I can't believe Trump didn't win this thing 4 months ago. I know that's weird for younger people to hear, but when I was a kid, if you were running for president and you got shot and you didn't die, that was the end of the election.
Exactly. That's the Ronald Reagan effect. It just made him that much more of a superstar. But in this modern landscape right now, the news moves so quickly. It's like people forgot that he got shot, that somebody attempted to take his life 2 or 3 times in this election, which is crazy in itself. Making it to the finish line, it made it that much more of a flex, you know what I mean? And the fact that he won in such a pronounced way, in such a huge way. But yeah, Ronald Reagan, once he got shot, he was the man. He was a cowboy. He was, a hero in some ways, that he survived and made it through. It probably messed him up a little bit more than we know. So yeah, that's interesting. Interesting topic. See, Bill Burr makes you think. These jokes have a lot of layers to them. And it just sounds like he's just throwing them off the cuff, but he's definitely making you think.
There was nothing you could say, right? Everybody would just be like, this guy's the man. He is the king. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think the number one reason Trump survived is all those herky-jerky movements that he does. You just can't nail the guy down. I gotta be honest, the guy is a lunatic. He literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started
Yeah, those dance movements saved him. Dance party with Beyonce. I think he said there was something on the video screen behind him, and he immediately, to reference it, that's what saved him. That's amazing. That is divine intervention for him to just turn his head slightly, and that would be what saved the bullet from actually making a real impact, just nicking his ear. I think people are gonna get that dance going.
He literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started yelling in the direction the bullets were coming from, unarmed.
Yo, that's a brilliant marketing mind is what he saw. He saw them shirts where he got his hand up. He probably sees a statue in the future with his fist up in the air talking about fight, fight, fight. That man was like, I'm not allowing this to let me go. And if this is his last moment, he was like, I'm going to make a statement. True mind of a media genius, I will say that. Somebody that can really isolate moments and understand what people react to, because that would be a rallying cry if there was something, if something did happen to him in that moment. So yeah, he knew at that moment, it's my time to get up here. I don't care what the Secret Service is saying. And I think that's also why people thought it was fake. I knew not to question it because, it's too serious of an incident. It's very hard to fake something like that. Trust me, I'm somebody who's worked in Hollywood, and the orchestration you would need, it's near impossible to stage something like that. Near impossible, because people passed away that day. So the bullets were definitely real. So I don't care. Anybody who's got conspiracy theories about that now is just an idiot. But if you see how people have acted around the world in response to this, how much they have, I say there's been a tightening of the world right now, a synchronized tightening of the world. Now that they know Donald Trump is coming back into office, whatever that means, there's been a tightening. There's been a lot of places. I mean, you could think of leader of Hamas, you could think of Vladimir Putin, you can think of Xi in China. All of them have made statements after this, and they all have gotten a little bit of act right just because of the idea of Donald Trump coming back in. So I think that's a very, the stock market has risen. The stock market has gone crazy. Crypto has gone crazy. I think that's something. So anyway, but let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to watch more, please watch one of these videos down below. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. That way you can stay up to date on all things Faucette Media. This is Faucette Media.